Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with SimplerOptions.com, and in today's free video I wanted to discuss a little bit more on sticking with symmetry. This is a video topic that I covered in Tuesday's free video, and I think it's great to be able to show this in a live environment just so you can continue to work with the topic and see how it can help improve your trading. I think Intel is a great example because when you typically use the squeeze and you look at this and say, okay, it's fired short, is this something that we can continue to play to the short side? And I definitely would not do that here. I mean, to some degree, the move or the drop off of earnings has already been the move in my mind. And then you can also see that you've got the 100-day moving average here that I would think would probably be good for a bounce. But the way that you can complement this analysis is by hiding your studies, and then just coming back to your drawings and using the fib extension tool. Now they call them extensions, they're technically still measuring symmetry, but all I try to do, and I start off first with a very broad outlook, is say, okay, we're going through a drop right now. What type of movement have we seen from previous drops? There's one here, there's one from this swing high to this swing low, and then one that's the most important in my mind is the drop that precedes the rally, because this is the last move the bears could really do anything with this market, and then bulls completely took over, and that just tends to be relevant in a lot of different situations. So once you can kind of see those, you'll say, okay, swing high to swing low, compare that to what we're going through here, that's been broken. Okay, so we'll ignore that level. You can either control click to get it to just remove the level, or of course right click and remove the drawing entirely. And then we come back and run the other two. So this swing high to this swing low, in comparison to our swing high here. You can see it's breached it a bit, but this is where I always try to think, a couple of things. First, exaggerate your price axis to ensure that you've got the correct low. There's a couple of ways to do this, but this is just one of them. I can look at this, and now that it's exaggerated, I can clearly see that that is the actual low of the move. So I'll go ahead and keep that on the chart, and you can see how it remains relevant. But then when you compare that to this swing high to swing low, it really helps back the idea, where that's just giving you a little bit more cushion against that zone, and I think 35 will be a good place to look for support as we head into next week. Now another spot I can show you this very quickly, because of course Netflix had an excellent move off of earnings. A little bit of symmetry there may give us a pause, but what we used a good bit throughout the week was this 15-minute chart in confluence with our squeezes, and then just doing the exact same thing. Now of course you have to recalculate these each time a new high is made, but we are using the exact same type of analysis, and I disregard pretty much the data that you had prior to earnings, because once an announcement like this comes out, you really have to dissect the here and now more so than the what's happened previously. But this is a really good example of it. Now of course I'm not using the current high, I'm just trying to show you how it worked throughout this session to really give us some great levels to play out. That worked out very well there. And then when you compare this to this here, there was a couple in this, but you can see how the concept of using something like symmetry on a 15-minute chart can help keep you in the move, and that was really helpful for us this week as we set up some additional put credit spreads, bought a few more calls, and that's the swing I was looking for. That decline right there into 120.65. The low of that move was 120.66, so that is close enough for government work, and definitely close enough to help you manage some of your spreads. So I hope you found that helpful. I'll continue to update this thought process as we get into more of the free videos, and if you'd like to spend some more time with us in the chat room, I hope to see you there. You guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.